Hi everyone, this is Kathy Crabbe. I'm a soul reader, artist, and astrologer. And I am here in this gorgeous cactus and succulent garden today so that I can share my oracle decks with you and do a reading and a guided meditation and have you pick a card. So to begin, we're just going to light some of this white sage, which is grown around here. I'm in Southern California right now, Temecula. I'm going to say a little Native American blessing. May we walk in beauty. May we live in beauty. Okay, so today we're going to create a sacred circle. I've already called in the elements, the north, east, south, and west. And I'm just going to have you take a peek at my oracle decks. And we'll start with the Zodiac Goddess Power deck. So I'm going to... I've already shuffled these. I'm just going to close my eyes and pick a card. Okay. And then we're going to go to the lefty oracle deck. This deck was hand painted with my non-dominant left hand, and it's how I awoke my intuition and actually became a soul reader after I painted this way for about 5 years. Okay. This is my latest, actually my second deck I published, the Elfin Ally Oracle deck, and it's 72 spirit animals. Okay. So why don't you just go ahead and pick one of those cards for yourself, because I'll be doing a reading at the end. So pick card 1, 2, or 3. And if you'd like to ask a question, or if there's something on your mind you'd like a little guidance around, pick one of those cards. Okay, this is a pink rose quartz sphere. The heart chakra is what it works with, and I like to use that to also bless all these cards before we start. So yes, the next thing that I always do before reading is I call upon my guides. So if you'd like to do the same, call upon your guides, the ancestors, the elementals, your spirit guides, the divines, God, Goddess, and just ask for guidance. Okay, so card number 1 is Gemini. I am curious and on the move. Gemini is an air sign. It's the twins. It's also mutable, which means it's very changeable. So whatever your question is, this card is going to be probably guiding you in a lot of directions. So don't just stick with the one plan, the one idea. Really search around, be the twin. Look at the twin, the opposite. See if you can come up with something else. Be open, be curious. So I'm going to turn to the guidebook for a little more help with that. And this guidebook actually will help you set up an altar or some kind of space and help you bring in all these elements if you choose. Like, for example, aquamarine is a good stone to work with to help you sort of expand. I am adaptable and inventive. That could be your mantra. Okay, so the next, if you picked card 2, the lefty oracle deck, this was my first deck, we've got Jolene, missing the embarrassment gene. So with this card, let me just take a second to get something from that, because these cards I usually like to I put my hand over a card to read it without looking and to see if I can get anything. Yeah, I'm getting that there's going to be a lot of freedom around whatever you're just thinking upon right now. Really don't be afraid to put yourself out there right now. Expand. Similar to Gemini, let yourself be led intuitively and be curious, because I think you're going to find a lot of options opening up to you. So we've got over here, we've got guidebooks. So I'm going to turn to the lefty guidebook and see what else there is in here. So there's a mantra for you. I am daring. And if this card appears in a reading, expect the unexpected. So yeah, and I like to tell a little story here in my own life. This card was inspired by, I saw a girl in Santa Cruz wearing a cattail one day in a restaurant, and I thought that was pretty interesting. So when I went to paint this card, that came back to me. Okay, so if you picked card number 3, it's the red fox card. So that's a spirit animal that you might want to try and tap into right now. Maybe ask for some dream guidance before you go to sleep. Ask for the red fox to speak to you in a dream, or come to you in a dream, or just take a look at red fox images. Keyword, beloved. What is your innermost wish? You are about to make it. So we're going to turn to the guidebook for that. And actually, let me check the name of that one. Oh, that's the red fox. I've got a couple foxes in here. Okay, so the red fox, the medicine, your stealthy heart invites moonlit love. And the lore, in her heart always was Spirit Fox, her trickster friend who kept her mind and spirit alive with curiosity, fun, and flirtation. On moonlit jaunts, she followed him into green-lit haunts to play amongst the ghostly shadows. Affirmation, my soul is made of moonlight. So that card is really encouraging you to, spend a little more time being mystical and magical, and spend time with the moon outside in nature. Open your heart, especially now that we can see Venus really prominently in the sky. And it's Venus retrograde also, which means Venus appears to be going backwards in the sky. Venus, of course, is the goddess of love. ruled by Aphrodite, Venus, goddess of love. So you may find people coming back into your life right now, or things that were important to you on a heart level returning to you now. Maybe you're running into them, you're finding things. So just take some time to see why they've come back and what message they might have for you. Okay, so yes, these 3 decks, by the way, are available on my website, and you can also find my all my information on this the virtual portal. This video is being shot for the Renegade craft fair, the virtual craft fair. So you'll find all my information on their site as well as my own website, kathycrabbe.com. So, okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to walk around in a sacred circle, and I'm going to share a guided meditation with you as we walk amongst the cactus and the succulents here in this beautiful garden. So just take a moment, relax your breathing. Take some nice relaxed breaths. Okay, we're going to walk along this path together. And we're going to open our hearts, knowing that we are protected and that we're safe within our sacred circle together. You can close your eyes if you like, or keep them open and share this beautiful garden with me, which is all in flower now because it's spring. So the flowers, as we know, flowers are the sex organs of the plants. And orange is the color of our sacral chakra, our pelvic area chakra. And that chakra is connected with our sexuality and our creativity. So right now I'd like you to just envision the color orange and envision that color bathing your pelvic area with just a warm, beautiful warm glow. A sensual, creative glow. Imagine the color orange surrounding you, bathing you, comforting you, loving you. Now, if there's an area of your life that you feel you'd like to be more creative or be more connected to on a sensual level, just take a moment to tune in to what part of your life needs that boost, that sensual, creative, passionate sort of boost. I'll just give you a moment to tap into that. Okay. And if you didn't come up with anything, that's fine too. We'll just allow that, the energy we're working with of the orange chakra, to invigorate us in whatever we choose to work on, or wherever we need a little bit of a spark. So, okay, so now that we've tuned into the color orange, we're going to also tune into our heart, because I think working with Venus it's a good time to do that right now. Venus being so prominent in the sky. So just take a moment right now and open your heart. Feel what you're feeling. If you're feeling stress, anxiety, anything that's really blocking you, just take a moment to let it out, breathe it out, let it down and out into Mother Earth to be transformed. Breathe it out. And when you're ready, breathe in orange and green for the heart. Allowing yourself to be bathed in both those colors. As we walk along, we're going to sing a few notes just to tap into the energy. Mother Earth, Father Sky, be with us now on this journey into heart, creativity, and sensuality. May our very being know what it is to be alive right now in this time and place, surrounded by beauty, surrounded by love, surrounded by nature. Let your hair down. Feel your body relax. Feel yourself filled with joy. Just for a moment, feel that joy. Allow your senses to tingle with the wind and the clouds and the birds and the bees. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel Mother Earth there for you, protecting you, guiding you, asking you for help herself. What can you do today for Mother Earth? Say a prayer or a blessing right now within your heart. Something you'd like to gift to Mother Earth, to let her know that you care and that you feel her pain. What can you do to make a difference? Even if it's small. Even the smallest thing can mean something. Now take that blessing, that feeling of giving and gifting and care and love, and turn that upon your own wish or desire or question or issue that you brought up earlier. Allow yourself to feel guidance. Maybe there's a guide, a gift, a spirit animal, a message for you. Allow that message or that feeling to be heard, as if the very bones are speaking to you. As if your very bones have something to say to you right now. What is it you need to know? Later you can write it down if you like, if you've got a journal. Or just keep it in your heart. Mother Earth, Father Sky, thank you for these messages, for this guidance you have given us. We will do our best to help you, and we thank you for helping us. Okay, so I hope you're feeling a little more inspired or guided or intuitively charged right now. And I'd like to share some more from the guidebook, the Lefty guidebook. I'd like to share a creative or expressive body movement, and also a journaling challenge. Let's see if any of the frogs are going to be jumping. Yeah. Lots of little pollywogs and frogs are out and about. Spring. Okay, we're heading back to our sacred circle of cards right now. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull another Lefty card so we can have a fresh card and a fresh creative prompt for right now, since I feel that you're all charged up and you're ready for something new. And Gemini, the Gemini spirit of this reading would like that too. Okay, let me just see what I get from this before looking at it. We are in a bubble right now. It's a bubble time. We're enclosed. How we are in this bubble is how we are in our life. Are we going to charge that bubble with energy that's healing. What color are we charging or filling our bubble with? Color is so important. I'm going to fill my bubble right now with green. Beautiful green, healing. Color of nature and the heart. Take a moment to fill your bubble with a color. Bring that color more into your life if you can, through crystals or clothing. That color. Okay, back to our card. There are a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of distraction and anger and confusion. But you need to feel safe. You need to protect yourself. Make your bubble strong. And beautiful. Because it's not just you. You can share that feeling with others, but you need to be in that feeling first before you can share it. And if you don't feel like sharing it, if it's just something you'd like to have for yourself, good, because you'll still be radiating that feeling. There is magic. Okay, so let's see what card it is. Homer, on the verge of greatness. And it's probably something you might be feeling right now, because it's not really a time that, we're going to be moving forward in a way that we expect to. So it may feel like you're just on the verge. But still, there's so much we can do now. A lot of us are being called right now to do something and to help others and to make a difference. Or even just to be able to be okay with our own anxiety levels, even just by doing this guided meditation. Okay, so I'm going to turn to our guidebook. And the affirmation, I let go of fear to be here now. Element water. Okay, so I'll just read a little bit. If this card appears in a reading, it's about time you asked yourself who you're trying so hard to please and why it's never enough. Instead of seeking approval outside of yourself, go within and be your own best friend. You are good enough, and in fact, you are the best you there is, and the only you that will ever exist. In my own life, this card was inspired by my dad. And that story is a long one indeed. I learned a lot about what not to do in life from him. And for that, I am grateful. Okay, so now we'll move on to the creative journal prompt. Make some noise. Do you ever feel like Homer does, on the verge of greatness? If yes, then describe what that means for you and explain what it refers to as well. Uh-oh, this is a rose and it's got a lot of thorns. Whoa, so I'm gonna have to like kind of crawl on my knees to get underneath. Oh, okay, there we go. And this is something you can journal about too. If not, if you don't know what it feels like to be on the verge of greatness, then describe a feeling of being on the verge, describe a feeling of being on the verge, or something similar. What does greatness look like to you? What meaning does it hold? Are you on the way to achieving this greatness? And if so, what needs to happen for you to get there and to know greatness? So what would that mean for you? I mean, greatness, it's a personal definition. And the worst thing you can do is right now is just start to compare yourself like, oh, I'm not as great, I'm not as great, I'm not as great. Put yourself down. Instead, make it, what does it mean to you? And then ask yourself, are you on the way to achieving this greatness? And if so, what needs to happen for you to get there and to know greatness? Try breaking it down into numbered steps within a timeline. This is definitely something you could do, work on in your journal. Now, congratulate yourself big time for your foresight and diligence in acknowledging right now that even without all of this, you are great just by saying these words. I am great. Thank you, Divine One, for blessing me and my work. So if you can, say that after me. I am great. Thank you, Divine One, for blessing